So in the section that you talked about climate action, you explained the differences between clean energy and renewable energy, and I wanted to read an excerpt from that section. You say, the term clean energy is doublespeak, meant to sell us on the idea that funneling more money into big oil and big gas is somehow really an environmentally friendly venture. Similar political doublespeak has also been used by the Democrats to promote fracking under the guise of energy independence, even though fracking will have disastrous consequences on the environment and the climate. Furthermore, Clinton has no plan to stop fracking anytime soon. So I thought that was really important to draw the distinctions between the two, between clean and renewable energy, because Hillary Clinton does have a very long history with fracking. She took forever and a day to come out and oppose the Keystone Pipeline, and there's been a deafening silence in regards to the Dakota Access Pipeline.
Absolutely.
So, what do you think in regards to climate action? What do you think that we can reasonably expect from Hillary Clinton should she become president?
Well, I mean, I think that it's, look, she does say that she wants to install 500 million, 500 million solar panels on private homes, but the percentage of the energy that comes from private homes, it's really not, I don't have, concrete numbers, so I'm just going to be kind of general, but it really is not as much as you might think. Really, the big part of the industry that needs reform is the commercial aspect of it. So what are you going to do for the commercial aspect? Well, what she wants to do is give the big oil and big gas $60 billion so that they can innovate the technology to make it cleaner, which I mean, I don't know that I need to say anything more about that. It's kind of, I mean, I think I say in that section, it's kind of or probably later on, I think I said, it's kind of like what she did with Wall Street. It's like, well, who better to regulate Wall Street than Wall Street? Well, anybody really, because what are they going to do when you give them $60 billion? I'm not saying that they won't make innovations. I'm just saying that it's not going to be enough. And if you're going to spend money anyway, you might as well spend it in the direction, like, Jill Stein wants the Green New Deal, where she wants to transition workers from the gas industry and the oil industry, take, the soldiers that have come back from the wars and transition them all into renewable energy. Train them, transition them, they'll get benefits during the exchange, and we'll have the money because we won't be at war anymore. So, I mean, I think that really sums it up. It's you can really see in Jill Stein's policies the serious difference, because I think that that's the big thing. It's like I expected when I started writing to kind of have to argue that Clinton's progressive policies weren't going far enough, and that they weren't, we can't really trust her to follow through. Bernie Sanders carries around that blue book like a Bible. Like you guys, I think, did a piece on that the other day. He walks around with it and he's always, waving it around. It's like, has he read it recently? Because they're not even in the same realm, Clinton's policies and Stein's policies. And Stein, not only does she go farther to do things that will benefit the people, the 99%, but Clinton's, I mean, I was actually kind of shocked not to have heard anybody really discussing this, but the doublespeak is all throughout her platform, and it's pretty overt. Where she says $60 billion to oil and gas, $1 billion up front in her first year to the police departments to try to retrain, double the funding to the DOJ. It's things like that that made me think, well, who is she talking to there? Because it's spun in a way to sound like it's really all to help us. But when you're giving that much funding to these industries that are not serving us, it doesn't send a good message to me. It sends a good message to them.
Well, I think it's no mistake that she's taken money from private prisons. She's taking money from the private healthcare industry. She's taking
Mhm.
money from the fossil fuel industry. So I think it's no mistake that her positions in these areas are troublesome. And when you talk about the doublespeak, she does it all the time. I mean, she's a very
Yeah, and it's
polished
insulting.
candidate.
It's insulting to tell us, look at this progressive platform, and then when you really look at it, I started just dissecting it and going, wow, this is a big fu right here. Like all this money that she's talking about giving these industries in terms of reform, but she doesn't want to put regulations that really will make a difference. It's
Right.
like, what do you mean? So you're just going to give them all this money and then they're going to fix it?
I agree, because I think I heard Michael Moore recently talking about how she's come a long way. She's adopted a lot of
I
Bernie
saw that
Sanders
too.
positions. Yeah, and you should have seen my mouth when I saw him speaking that, and I'm thinking to myself, yeah, she came a long way in rhetoric, but we know
Hmm.
that she has a public and a private position. We knew that
Right? Like they worked
before.
hard on that rhetoric. They had to, because it's hard
Yes,
to spit in someone's face and then act like you're going to tell them it's raining,
exactly.
which to me is exactly what she does. And so you can see, obviously, I'm biased. I Hillary Clinton personally offends me